Hey, hey everybody. Good to see you all again. This day is like so amazing. So amazing. Today I'm here with an incredible producer that I met a while back. His name is Pinap. Excuse me. I'm sorry for the pronunciation. I'm still trying to learn. But anyway, him and I are gonna have a nice little interview today. Say hey to the world.
Hello, everyone.
Hey there. Thank you for taking your time to do this.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, let's get this going. A lot of people do not know you. I have a feeling they don't. So, why don't you take this time to kind of introduce yourself to the world out there?
My name's Nick McCarthy. I'm a producer from Ontario, Canada. I've been producing for about a year or so, seriously, and before that, just kind of on the side, just get my toes wet, I guess, in the scene. Um, Not only do I do hip hop producing, but I also do video game soundtracks. My most recent project was a mobile game called Fisherman in the Sea, where I did the entire soundtrack for that. So that was a pretty fun project. And now during this summer, I'm going to be really heavily focusing on um, beat making and actually producing.
Ah, that's amazing. In a video game thing, that sounds like that really sounds amazing.
It was definitely like a
Um,
really fun experience. It was a it's a fishing video game, so it's very, far from hip hop and that kind of genre. So I had to spend about a month to immerse myself in learning how like sea shanties are formed, because there's this one area in the world where it's the theme is like this sea shanty. So gotta learn how to write one of those. Use a couple instruments I haven't used before, and I pulled a couple of like my hip hop influences into the tracks, and got this kind of like fusion between chill sailing and fishing music mixed with some hip hop elements with like hip hop drums and whatnot.
oh, wow, that sounds pretty nice.
Mhm.
Wow. All right. I see you, big man. I see you. All right. Now this is a part I really like. I don't know you that well, and a lot of people don't. So, this is to kind of know more about you. So, we're gonna be traveling back in time a little bit, to the very beginning of your music career. So, I want to start off by asking this: how did your journey with music start for you?
Well, I've been playing instruments pretty much all my life. From I started with piano, moved to cello, and then I kind of stuck with saxophone for a good bit of time. Sax. Um, and about in high school, when I was really into sax, I thought that I wanted to do saxophone professionally for a good while. I was gonna go to university for jazz, and see if I could make a career out of playing live music. But I kind of gave up on that about like 3/4 of the way through, and I really didn't have an idea. So I completely changed direction. Essentially, I went into video game production, and that's how I've gotten to the scene of making music for video games. Um, and I thought I was just going to be like a graphic artist, and I realized in my program that pretty much everybody else wanted to be a graphic artist of some type. Like, there's a lot of people that wanted to do the same job as I did, but nobody wanted to do music because nobody had like a history with music and music theory, anything like that. So I just kind of moved back to music about halfway through university, and ever since then, um, that's kind of where my intentions have lied, essentially.
Oh, I see. Thanks for that little response. Okay. So it was pretty much kind of back and forth between like two careers, kind of in a way.
Yeah, both times I kind of accidentally fell into them, essentially. So
That must have been a wild journey there.
yeah, it was very, um, I guess, confusing because I just had no clue what I was going to do with my life for a while, and only really figured that out, I'd say, in the past year or so, that what I wanted to do.
Oh, all right, and this is just an opinion. Like, in the past year, what are you like really set on? Because I heard you do video game. You did a soundtrack for a video game, and you also do like production, like music production. So, what are you really kind of set on?
Well, um, this summer especially, I've noticed that a lot of large producers or producer collectives, they've been able to actually generate some buzz. Like there was that Internet Money album that came out like a couple months ago, and they had that song Lemonade that blew up. And like what I really like about that song is, like, one, it sounds like amazing, but two, um, it's not like Don Toliver, Nav, Gunna as the lead artist. Like it's Internet Money as the lead artist. So like the producers are like front and center, and I think that a lot of other producers are starting to see that as well. Like we've seen Metro Boomin, make his own projects. DJ Scheme did a project a while back too. So that's kind of where I want to go right now. I want to make a producer led EP, and
Mm.
I think that's the project for the summer.
Oh, all right. I see. That's a nice profession, producing. I mean, I come from a community of producers, so that's a very good profession to be in.
Mhm.
All right. Anyway, next, what is? Oh, excuse me. I meant, what was the trigger point that made you decide to get into music?
I'd say it was probably in my um between my third and fourth year of university. In third year, I was doing music on one of our projects, and my program's actually very small at the time. I think there was only about 36 of us left in the program. Um, some of them were programmers, some of them artists, some of them 3D modelers and whatnot. But there was only two people in the program that like wanted to really focus on music, and I saw there was like a big kind of gap in the market. So I took up the role as composer for my third year big project essentially that we work on. And when I realized that I got a lot of really positive feedback from my classmates because they were liking the music I was making. I was still more in that jazz lane because I haven't really started hip hop at that point. Um, it was kind of the game was called Heist, and you're robbing a bank essentially. So I used kind of like a Pink Panther esque, smooth jazz theme at the beginning. Then it cranks up the more and more you go into the bank, and then once you break into the vault, then all the sirens go off, and then we get kind of this tank style jazz piece at the end. Um, but, once I got some really good positive feedback on that, and people were saying that, like, I am the guy to go to for music, and that people really wanted me on their team, essentially, it kind of clicked in my mind that I actually have, like, a really marketable skill, and maybe I can make something out of it. And then 4th year, I actually went into the year, saying, like, "Okay, this year I'm only doing music. I'm not gonna, half music, half art. I'm gonna fully focus on music and see what I can do with it." Um and then I started to get into hip hop production a little more because I've liked the genre for a while. I've never actually like made music for it. Um, and while I was doing my fourth year cumulative project, I was just messing around with some hip hop beats here and there, and they were all pretty bad to start, but eventually I kind of found a style where I combined some ideas of like jazz production with hip hop, and that's where I'm at now.
Mm. Wow, you definitely reached a big achievement. I mean, look at that. I mean, look at that whole path that came from the beginning to like now. That's amazing. How that all played out.
Yeah, I'm definitely lucky that I got some people around me that supported what I want to do.
And then you're doing a big like I want to say debut into producing, but I know you've done like a lot of it in the past, but kind of like a debut into like the public world of producing, if you agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was I've been kind of back and forth with trying to, work with smaller artists and whatnot as we're both kind of building up our portfolios at the same time. Um and it's definitely tough because a lot of people starting out, they're, not as like committed into it. Um where like they say that, yeah, I want to be a rapper, but they give on up on that in like 4 months or whatever. So it's really difficult to find longevity in a um kind of like a musical partner essentially. And eventually found my way into the RJB's collab server, and a lot of people are really serious about making music there, which was a massive change of pace for me. I've actually hadn't seen that before, where people were still building up their portfolios, but they were like legitimately serious about continuing with it and actually making music for once. So it gave me kind of this re like some reinvigoration and getting out there and finding people to work with.
oh, I see, I see. I've met a lot of people just like that have that same kind of energy, um, determination, if you will. So I definitely kind of feel you there, definitely.
Yeah,
Anyway, this is um this is a nice little question. What's your big inspiration? What or who inspired you the most?
I would say that would probably be the producer collective Internet Money. Um, they're they all have very similar stories of they are just people that were growing up going through like high school, university, that liked music production, and they wanted to give. And none of them were like industry, certified. They were all just kind of out there, doing their own thing, and eventually, one after another, all they all just kind of found each other. Slowly, were able to build up connections together. They're the production team that essentially put Juice World on the map. Like all of his early hits, essentially, they were all Internet Money beats. Um,
Oh, wow.
so I really respect their drive and hustle a lot. I follow a lot of them on Twitter and try to, listen to, what they say to do, because they've made it from essentially nothing, and I can really respect that.
Mm. Wow, I love determination. I'm sorry.
That's all good.
Also forgot to mention I sometimes stutter, which is I hate that.
Hey, no worries.
It's annoying. But I was trying to say I like their determination and I love their forward plan, and I really didn't know they were part of Juice WRLD's early like music career. I didn't know they were like part of that, so I had no idea. He's like a big rapper, musician, so I had no idea he was. I mean, they were part of his early career. I had no
And, like,
idea.
back when he had, like, I think it was, like, 200 followers or something on SoundCloud, there's this one interview that, one of their producers said that his buddy, showed him Juice WRLD's profile back when he had something like 200, 300 followers on SoundCloud only, and, he's like, "Yeah, I wanna send this guy some beats," and that's where you got things like, All Girls Are the Same, then afterward, Lucid Dreams and stuff like that, and they started, popping off. Got some Cole Bennett music videos. Um, and there's a lot of artists like that that have like been built up through Internet Money. Well, they've done stuff on their own, but still, the second that they get that Internet Money song, essentially, they just completely blow up. Like there's that Ransom song by Lil Tecca last year or the year back, something like that. That was also them. It's wild how much they've been able to like really cement themselves in this in making rappers blow up. Essentially, they are almost like this formula.
Formula. That's cute. That's cute. I like it. All right. Okay. And I'm gonna like this one. This is I have like a long list of artists and producers I need to listen to. But the list is irrelevant. Anyway, what would you say would be your dream collaboration?
That's definitely tough. Like out there. right now there's a few people that I want to work with. This one girl named Audrey Nuna. She's actually insane. She has only like 10 or something. No, she's like 10 or 12 songs on her SoundCloud. Sorry, Spotify only. Um, she's blowing up like a little bit, but she's still kind of under the radar. And but she has this really like unique sound that I want to work with. Um, yeah,
Mm.
that's a her.
Oh, nice. Have to check her on Spotify sometime and maybe contact her one day.
She's definitely pretty out there in her sound. I haven't heard anything like it, and that's kind of what I enjoy. Like I definitely respect artists that don't just want to stick to the mainstream. Like obviously the mainstream it's proven to work because it's mainstream for a reason. But like she's out there with these crazy beats that I've like never even I could never imagine that an artist would actually hop on, but like she just makes it work somehow.
Mm. Wow, that is extraordinary. Wow. I'm blown away just hearing that. Wow. Gotta take a breather after that. Okay, um, I'm trying to think for a second. My head's fried. Oh, okay. Being producer of yourself, have you ever gone through well, you're not a writer, so I wouldn't say writer's block, but like a music block.
Oh god, yeah. Um Tons of times where like I would start a beat essentially and just completely scrap it and wouldn't be able to, hop back into FL Studio for like a week or two. Like I would always have it's normally like if I start a beat and somehow mess it up or something like that or just don't get anywhere with it, that normally stops me from working for a while because like the only thing I'll be able to think about is how can I make that beat, work? And if I can't find a way to make that beat work or anything like that, then it will really mess up my flow and it kind of takes a while to like shake me from that. I've kind of
Mhm.
been able to deal with that since like slowly I'm pushing through that kind of haze essentially, but we're getting there. I still have a lot of I'm more okay with having unfinished beats now, which is progress.
Yeah, I certainly agree. That's pretty amazing. You're okay with unfinished beats. That's actually pretty impressive. Impressive. Wow. Okay. Um, I kind of want to learn from your perspective. My bad. I'm gonna travel through your head. Oh my god, something wrong with my mouth today. I kind of want to know your creative process. So, how would you write a song? Or in your case, how would you you know
Yeah.
creative process?
It depends on what I'm listening to at the time. If there's like some sort of new vibe essentially that I'm feeling, then maybe I'll make a beat in that style. Like 24K Golden just dropped this album and there's a lot of interesting like stuff to pull from that essentially. And I like the he has this kind of pop trap vibe that he's been able to really effectively like teeter the line on where neither side really feels fake or anything like that. And that's kind of something I want to try out now. So like I'll listen to some things and see if there's a there's a vibe that I want to try out myself and put my spin on. Um, if not, I normally start with melodies and chords and whatnot, and pretty much just do drums last. Very few times I ever start with a drum pattern. Um, but yeah, it's mainly just trying to find out like what vibe I want to work with for this month essentially, and I'll make a bunch of beats in that kind of idea. Most recently, I've been making a lot of kind of darker and almost cinematic in a way beats. A lot of strings, super echoey pianos and whatnot, and high reverb, everything. Um, so that's kind of the style I've been going with now. But I think I want to make things a little bit lighter in the next couple of months, a little more fun. Summer's coming around, so I think it's time to get out of the dark.
Very, very true. I certainly agree. Certainly. All right. Thanks for that little response there. Okay, and a follow up. How would you describe the music that you typically create?
Recently, it's definitely been pretty dark. I've been doing this. I like to theme the beats I make. I don't just name them like dope or fire or whatever, and send them out to YouTube. I like to if I'm doing like a group of beats or something like that for like a pack, I like to theme them. And recently I've been theming um this pack that I'm working on with the tarot cards, those things. And
Mm.
So I've been working on those. I make a beat per tarot card essentially and see what uh what musical ideas the name of each tarot card can give to me. Like obviously something like devil is going to sound very different than lovers, but even though their sounds are definitely different, they still fit together overall as like cohesive project essentially. And I don't just like making beats to send out to artists. I like just making beats for making beats. I think that a beat on its own, even without lyrics, can still stand up as a piece of music in hip hop. Obviously, it's nice to have lyrics over them, but if they don't, it's not really the end of the world. You can still make a beat and a full song, in my opinion, without having lyrics on it. Um, so some of these beats in this pack are like that with that ideology in mind. Um, but yeah, I still leave some amount of room if an artist ever wants to hop on it. I've had artists want to use some songs I never intended to even be beats to actually rap on. So it was a little bit strange, but I think that's the kind of vibe I'm going with this pack. Essentially, I have like a cohesive theme, but um, still variation in it. It's overall kind of dark, but there's some points of light in it here and there.
Mm. All right. I see you. But I definitely agree with your perspective, though. I mean, I know a lot of producers, so I know they feel the same way as you do.
Mm.
All right. You're not a singer nor a rapper, so this next part would just replace that. Okay. So, firstly, what is the best or favorite song that you made?
That I've made.
Yeah.
Um, I would say it was this. I'd say it's a tie between two things. The the most like famous song with like or my favorite song with lyrics and words I made was this collaboration I did with this guy named Sunvale. It's a track called "Float to Fall." Um, it's really spacey. Sunvale has this kind of like Bone Thugs and Harmony sound to him in his mixing. So kind of like early 2000s. Um, and I think it was a really neat vibe to try out. And I'd say the other song would probably be a song I did back when I was in university. It is a mix between a jazz and like alternate hip hop style song called Gathering Theme. It was one of the themes for the game I worked on in my third year of university. And it's almost become a bit of an anthem for my entire program as people just keep playing it for no reason. And eventually they said that I have to upload this thing to Spotify. And it's on a bunch of my friends' playlists, and they still rock with it every day.
Oh wow, that must be amazing to get to hear your song on everybody, and everybody knows it, and everybody's listening to it. I mean, that's a good feeling to have.
Yeah, definitely. And I got to play sax on it, so that was pretty fun. Um, it was a good time.
Mm, that's nice. That's nice. Uh, all right. This has been really fun. I just want to personally, this is personal. This is not from a script. This is actually like from me. Just a big thank you. I know I said it earlier, but this is just like a within things.
Yeah, well,
You know what I
thanks for having
mean?
me on. Yeah.
I mean, it's been really nice to know you. You're like probably one of like the most amazing producers I've met, and it's pretty hard to really talk to producers. I mean, my show's really a lot of rappers and singers and EDM and a lot of different genres. Producers really rare to find such amazing ones. So
Yeah,
thanks
of
for
course. Well,
sticking
I'm happy to be
around.
here. Happy to represent the producers out there.
Haha, slay. All right. We're about winding down, but before you go anywhere, and before anyone goes anywhere, we're watching you. Anyway, this is your chance to kind of start your end credits. I'm quoting. This is the time where you can shout out anyone and have say any last words or just really saying any advice to people out there who's starting to produce or make music. Just let it rip.
All right. Well, first off, shout out Wrap It Out podcast. Thanks for having me on, of course. Second off, for producers that are just getting in the game, it's all about patience and like perseverance. Like your first couple of beats, they're probably not going to get out there as you build essentially a portfolio of work. Eventually, someone is going to vibe with something you've made, and you'll be able to build up like that. It is definitely a slow grind, but it's a grind that you have to commit to essentially. It's not going to happen overnight with your first song. Your first beat is not going to, blow up as number one song in the country. It's going to take years on years on years to even build up the smallest bit of portfolio that you can put out there. And then from there on, the grind just never stops, essentially. Take days off for your mental health. It's really important in anything, not just music. Um, Not everything in your life has to revolve around music, but just remember that it'll take a while to build up. You have to be able to balance the grind of making music and getting yourself out there with still living a life essentially. Because at the end of the day, like if you're only making music, then and you're not doing anything else with your life, then you're kind of you're missing out on a lot of things. Um, Also, looking for vocal artists to hit up on my summer project, so feel free to hit me up.
Oh, sweet, sweet. I have something for to help you with that later.
Oh, awesome.
Just we'll discuss later about that. And then y'all make sure to hit him up. Make sure y'all listen to him. He's an incredible producer. And anyone who wants to hop on with him or just want to meet him and get some beats, this is the guy to go for. Please do it. I mean, it's not really a joke or anything. Just please do it. I mean, look, he's sad. You don't want to see Roman sad. I mean, please don't.
Yo, I got tons of beats. Okay, I got weird styles. Hit me up.
Yeah, don't you guys want that? Don't you guys want to change in life? Don't you guys want that? I mean, I sure do, but I don't record music, so ha.
Yeah.
Um, and y'all know the drill. Make sure to follow us on all everything's on Wrap It Up podcast, and stay tuned for more and more to come. And I'm trying to think. Um, there's something really else. I'm at a blank. Something else. Hope you guys have a good one, and I will see each and every one of you guys very soon. Bye, y'all.